Marcellus, get us rolling here. The Raiders will regret trading for Antonio Brown, yes or no?
No, absolutely not. You have to actually be excited if you're a Raiders fan, part of this brass, this organization, where a guy is putting a target on his back. And this is just not any other guy. This is a premier receiver, maybe the best receiver we have in the game, certainly by numbers. And then he's letting you know that everything that's out there is competition for me. And guess what that does? When you put that target on your back with his work ethic, which is second to none, with his numbers that he always consistently puts up, he's going to make sure I make this situation work. One, I got to make sure I'm better than Juju, and what him and Ben Roethlisberger is certainly going to go out there and try to do. Two, I may have a different quarterback, but we're going to figure this out because I can't take a loss in production. I can't take a hit to the image. I can't take a hit to my greatness. He's putting that target on him.
This is going to blow up.
You forget.
Too much pressure on himself. He's not Ali. Ali stepped into that ring by himself.
Yeah.
If Ali took care of business, it was great. This dude needs an offensive line, a quarterback, a head coach. He's in a dependent position, and when it doesn't work the way he thinks it is, it's going to be trouble in Oakland.
See, Oakland's slogan is just win, baby, right? But that's not the complete slogan. You know what it really is we don't care about anything else. Call out Juju. Go out there and say what you want to say. We don't need choir boys over here. We don't care about anything, just win, baby. He's going to go out there and help this team become successful. He's going to be a part of the building blocks that's going to get this team to another level. Because the dude just been doing it for his entire career. It's time for him to continue.
Ben Roethlisberger.
They're not going to regret acquiring him just because he's still one of the best receivers in the game. That's number one. It's just disappointing for him to do this. That's the thing. It's just very disappointing. Juju looked up to him. Juju, when he was in high school and college, when you get drafted to the Steelers, you're like, God, I literally get to play with Antonio Brown. And when he says Juju's a good kid.
Yeah, he is.
When he says I showed you nothing but love, that's the truth. And for you to do this to him, now the Raiders, number one, he's not going to perform like he did with the Steelers. So
you sure about that, huh?
Yeah.
You forget Derek Carr a couple years ago, before the injury.
They don't.
Playoffs. You don't think that can come back?
What did Amari Cooper do with him?
Amari Cooper's the same as Antonio Brown doing that?
This is the thing, though, Marcellus. Since 2013, he's first in targets, first in receptions, first in receiving yards, first in receiving touchdowns. He's not going to get those type of looks. Derek Carr is not holding on to the ball like Ben Roethlisberger. He's not going to take those chances like Ben Roethlisberger. So those down the field, they're not going to be there. And he better hope he can hold that in. He's going to have to get 1,300 yards each year minimum, or these going to be his last 3 years in the league. Wow. Because he's talking way too much. And after a while, it's going to be, we're talking about his personality over his production.
Yeah.
And it's a wrap.
I can't believe you can't see that there's a big drop-off between Derek Carr and Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay.
Very.
One's leading the league in interceptions and one's not. So there are warts on even that drop-off.
No question.
Right.
One will stand in the pocket and bet on his receivers at all costs.
Man, he's going to stare down that barrel.
He'll take every hit to get his receivers the ball. He's been living in a wide receiver utopia. Everywhere in Pittsburgh, all the way back to John Stallworth and Lynn Swann. Anybody that comes to Pittsburgh to play wide receiver, Hines Ward,
Plaxico, Santonio.
So no respect for John Gruden, the offensive guru. The guy that we even saw last year at moments. What would
Keyshawn say about John Gruden?
How many touchdowns he have? How many touchdowns Key have?
Keyshawn, my boy, so I'm not going to talk bad about his game, but let's just be real.
But
he's not Antonio Brown either.
But John Gruden is not just going to force feed Antonio Brown the ball.
I get you.
And that's what he's used to. That was the problem last year was Juju had more targets. He didn't like that. Antonio Brown, your targets were still up there, but Juju had more. Antonio Brown can play. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. He's one of the top 3 receivers in the league. He can play. But when you go from Pittsburgh to Oakland, from Ben Roethlisberger to Carr, that's a huge difference.
But the thing is, I still don't think his issue was Juju, you got 2 fewer targets than me. It's not so much that, okay, this ball's not getting spread around and I don't like that. I don't think that you qualified to get those targets. You had a tandem, you and Ocho Cinco. Y'all got it.
Okay, let's argue this, though. When you look at Juju numbers, hell yeah, he qualified. When you get those type of targets and you put up what he put up,
yes,
he wasn't qualified, but it showed real quick, oh, I'm qualified for this.
But the thing is, you're qualified for this, so what am I qualified for? 5 years of this type of success before you even got here, like 4 or 5 years of this. Then you get here and you're on my level. That shows to the relationship of him and Ben Roethlisberger, right? Because you know it. How many times is you're like, bro, I was open, but why didn't you throw me that ball? Oh, I'll get you next time. I got you next time. Like, there is some relationship dependency, as you were speaking of, in that dynamic. And he's going to now remove himself from that. I think he's going to find that there can be greener pastures.
All right, let's go to a second layer on this. Easy answer for me here. I've lost some respect for Antonio Brown. This type of pot shot at a dude that stood up for him, took on Vontaze Burfict just for that. Just the shot he put on Vontaze Burfict after what Burfict did to him the year before. There's just no way he should be talking out of school about Juju Smith-Schuster, who's done nothing. He's not involved in that. If you got a problem with Big Ben, if you got a problem with the Steelers organization for what they would pay you, if you have a problem with your agent, why Juju? Why involve it? Makes me lose respect for AB.
We're going to get dirty with this one. You remember playing Pop Warner, and after the game, coach said, line up on the 50. Both sides, both teams. Good game, good game, good game. I'm saying good game to dudes that didn't even play. Right. I'm saying good game. They saying good game to me. I had a bad game. Whatever. Good game, good game. We put makeup on sportsmanship. We put makeup on competition. And we force ourselves to get into these good ethics and talk about, oh, it's the right to do the right thing and make sure you respect everybody. One, they're not teammates anymore. So don't act like there's the same code and there's a violation of that code. I hate it when I had to put that makeup on because when I lined up against you, whether it was in practice or in the game, especially at the professional level, this is livelihood. This is me trying to take money from you so there could be money to me. There's a salary cap. This is not going to be a world where we're all going to sit here on level playing fields. There are times where I look at you, if I'm your backup or I'm in competition with you, guess what I'm thinking? I got to get him. Even though he's wearing the same colors. And he was mature enough to keep all of that in until he switched his colors. And when he switched his colors, he switched the code. And he said, now, Juju, the things that I didn't report about you, I'm going to start leaking out. I am with you in the respect of, I'm going to teach my son the Whitlock way. Don't be taking shots at the young homie who's coming in. But I'm going to tell you, in that Lions den, you look at your teammates, you look at guys who play your position, go to a training camp and see how much love is really being shown. You got to respect that we got to take this makeup off of sportsmanship and competition at times, and he's doing just that.
I didn't lose respect for him. Actually, you might gain respect for him because for him to come out and do what is not popular, you rarely see guys do this to a former teammate. For me, it's disappointment because there's so many young guys that look up to him, that want to play with him. Like I said earlier, I guarantee when Juju got drafted to Pittsburgh, he's calling all his friends, I get to play with Antonio Brown, man. That right there is disappointing because it's like a guy that I looked up to that I wanted to play with is now doing this. And I believe it's because Juju didn't come out and defend him with Ben. Like, what is Juju supposed to do? This is my quarterback. I'm going to say he's a leader. I'm not going to agree with you and you're no longer on the team. Antonio Brown, it takes a lot to say what he said publicly. That takes a whole lot because he knows everybody's going to pile on him. Did I lose respect? Absolutely not. It's just disappointment.
No. To me, Antonio Brown and his brand building, he's playing the role of the heel. Mm-hmm. He's going to be the bad guy now and the ultimate bad guy. And it's screw everybody. But again, I go back to when you talk about defending Antonio Brown against one of the dirtiest hits in football that knocked this dude out of a playoff game, and this kid circles back around the next season and puts Burfict to sleep. That means something to me. That's my guy. That's a dude that stood up for me in a real way and took on in the Lions. This is a little undersized wide receiver. Burfict's not out of this league. And so this blows my mind that you could take this kind of pot shot at a guy that was that kind of teammate.
Well, let's be real. The devil's in the details, and we don't know the day in, day outs. When there were moments where Juju could have came to his aid, came to his support, more so than the public one of an opponent, Vontaze Burfict. There could have been private moments where he's like, oh, I saw you riding with Ben when you know this was a moment where you should have been riding with me.
Obviously, there's underlying things that we have no idea.
We have no idea, and that's one level. And if you're Antonio Brown, guess what you do? You're not Pretty Boy Floyd anymore. You Money Mayweather. You did turn heel, and I get it. And when you turn heel, you know it comes with its issues. But one thing that I respect out of what he's saying is like, hey, man, you are a younger player, and you did that for me, or you did that for you. Because if you did that for me, then there's more to do if we together. If we're not together, you ain't even got to do that. So sometimes somebody could do something that is for everyone else's understanding and attention, and then privately, they ain't got your back in the same level. You could feel a certain way about that, and I think we're seeing some of that.